WP making a deal with a demon requires a soul, everyone knows that. It's usually a bad idea, but you've got a crazy idea. Earlier, you traded your lunch money to the school bully in exchange for a paper that stated you now owned his soul. You're about to find out if demons consider this a valid CO. The blood dripped off my lip and splashed onto the chalked-out pentagram that I'd scribbled on the asphalt behind the slide. I'd expected the playground to split open and a demon to pull itself up out of the gap, but that's not what happened. The demon fell out the sky instead, wailing as it descended, then smacked face first on the asphalt. If you slap a hand hard against your thigh, the demon's landing was that sound but way louder. Are you okay? I asked. The demon peeled itself off the ground, stood straight, must have been about 7 foot tall, and cracked its neck. Fine. Absolutely fine. Just took the wrong portal. Now, was it you who summoned me? Uh-huh. It looked like Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if it looked like him before the fall, but it sure did now. Except its skin was a washed-out mold green. Well. What do you want? Held up the note of ownership between 2 fingers, letting it crackle in the wind. The demon looked at it, looked at me. Sniffed. Checked the note again. I wasn't worried about anyone else seeing us. The weather was as moody as Michael had been when I'd offered him the trade. Like him, the sky was dark, gray, dour. Only difference was the rain. Michael had spat at me as he'd accepted the deal, but the rain was a constant barrage. Mom, of course, had made me pack my bright red poncho. Going to rain, honey, she'd said that morning. With that gentle only mean well smile, but in that you better fucking listen to me cause no best tone. That was part of the reason I'd summoned the demon. Since Dad died, Mom was less mom and more mafia boss. I didn't much like being home. Thing was, I didn't much like being at school either. I wasn't smart or nerdy, and I wasn't athletic or funny. I just floated around school like a wraith, trying to fit in with various groups but never managing to infiltrate fully. That'd change if I had a genie, I'd thought. I'd thought it on one of those long nights where you try not to sleep because if you do Dad'd be alive again and you'll be playing soccer with him in the yard and then you'll wake and he'll be dead again and it'll hurt just like the first time. A genie could change that though. A genie could bring him back. Or, if it couldn't do that, it'd make me rich maybe. Or powerful. Or even funny. Heck, I'd have taken funny. But where was I going to get a genie from? I had no idea. On the other hand, with Google's help, I found a possible alternative. Turns out demons basically grant wishes if you give them something they want. And mostly what demons want are souls. Michael Elpsley was a grade A asshole. Only subject he'd excel in, if it was a subject. He was like this giant muscular spider who skulked in corners. Dark corners of the classroom or the cafeteria or the playground. You'd forget he was there sometimes, you'd step too close to his web, and that's when he'd pounce and pound. The only thing we had in common was the lack of close social connections. That is to say, neither of us had any friends. Still, that slight connection was enough for him to usually take it a little easier on me than other kid.